I tried to write an acrostic for Michael, not very good, but with lots of love. M, my great surprise in the AP exam. He did wonderfully. I, very interesting character. He was very playful, but when it was time to buckle up, he did a great job. I put C, H, and A together for charming personality. I remember talking to him one day about being kind to people that had feelings for him. E, excellent athlete. So it took me a long time to know that he was in the basketball team and that he was very athletic. L, for long-lasting memories. I have very great memories of Michael and my class.
My favorite memory of Michael would probably be
his big-time Rush obsession.
When we were in Cub Scouts together back in 3rd grade, he came over to my house and we were doing a project in our garage. And I guess, I can't remember if it was me or him, but we accidentally sprayed glue all over the floor of the garage. And to this day, whenever I go in the garage, I still see the glue marks from when we were there.
When we were in 4th grade together and we sat next to each other, and whenever we were doing math or something, and of course he was smarter than me, and I didn't know the answer, he would always write the number or the letter on my back and help me out, and I just always thanked him for that.
When we were on the playground and I got pushed off, and as soon as I fell, Michael jumped down and he pushed the bully back and he yelled at him, and then we went to the woods and he made me feel better.
When my oldest son was playing baseball, Little League, there was this kid on one of the teams who looked like he was a high schooler, and he was like blasting balls all around the ball field and just like head and shoulders above everyone else. And finally asked him, "Who is that guy?" And it was Michael Horvat. I was like, "Oh, okay." Name always stuck in my head just through sports and knowing it that way.
We were coming back from a track meet, and I don't remember what song it was, but he started singing some song by, I think it was by T-Pain, and then everybody got so lit and hyped to it. It was just really fun, and everybody just started straight up screaming.
One Friday after school, me and Mike and a couple other people were walking after school, and there was this huge giant pile of poop, and I just stepped in it, and my whole shoe was just covered in it. I could never wear those shoes again, but I'll never forget how he just laughed at me all the time. He just would look at me in the hallway and just laugh at me, and it was funny.
We were in Castile's class, and he showed me this video on his phone that was inappropriate, but it was really funny. And most of the times that I did talk to him, it was just laughter.
In language arts class last year, we had a very, very heated argument about specific details of Shrek. And we disagreed pretty strongly on that, but we were shouting at each other about Shrek. It was fun.
In 7th grade, for Science and Energy team, we went to DC and we had a blast.
All of the students in my AP Bio class, sophomore year, studied really hard and long for the AP Bio test, and we walked out with 3s, whereas Michael walked out with a 4, and that was because he had waited to the end of the school year to turn in all of the chapter guides that had been due throughout the year.
Just playing against him and playing baseball with him. So we played on the same team a little bit as here at Cedar, and we played against each other during Little League. And he was my mentor for my freshman year.
When we took a field trip to Sapelo with the biology class, and on the way back, he convinced me to eat 50 McDonald's chicken nuggets all at once. We called it the 50 Nug Challenge.
On the Sapelo trip, and it was 2 in the morning, and everybody was messing around. Michael got out one of the self-inflating air mattresses, set it in the middle of the hall, and walks all the way to the end of the hall, and just starts running. Jumps 5 feet away from it, lands right on top of it, and there's this loud bang as the mattress explodes, and the inflaty part just launches out and hits the wall, and Michael just goes, "Oh."
When we would be in the hallway, I just see him. It wouldn't be a day go by, and we would just see each other in the hallway, and then I'd be like, "Michael!" Dab on him. And then we just leave. That was just our introduction, and that's what I loved about it.
Greeting Walter every day with a woof woof.
On the first or second day of AP Bio, he asked me when we were going to do the onion root tip mitosis lab from the movie Twilight.
10th grade year, we had this Adamson, and every single day in that class he would dab. And I got so tired of it that I made a whole sign with Squidward and like him getting banned from his room. And then Squidward was supposed to represent Michael. And even though I made that sign, he wouldn't listen to it, but he kept dabbing.
One day I was upset, and I don't remember what it was. I think it might have been the rigor of AP classes. But Michael, at the end of the street, he was ready to go on his street, not my street. But instead of going down his street, he stayed with me for like 15, 20, 30 minutes and just talked with me and got me to calm down and said some jokes and made me laugh.
One day he texted me, hey, can you help me get dressed for my first date? And my instant mind, road trip, you know, so we go in his truck. We're jamming a big time rush, like for hours driving to Buford because there's nothing here in Athens. And I helped him get dressed, you know, got the jeans for him, got the basically what I'm wearing right now is what I told him to wear for his first date.
When we went on the DC trip, we were walking down the road, talking about music, and he specifically said his favorite singer was Beyonce.
Another one of my favorite Michael moments was when we were cleaning up the rain garden outside of Cedar Shoals, and I could not get him and Jake to stop frolicking through the flowers, but it made for a pretty great picture.
10th grade, we used to play basketball every single day in gym, and we would just do half-court shots and stuff and make dribble moves, and we would just play everybody and beat them all in basketball.
We were sitting at lunch, and Miller was on one side of me and Michael was on the other, and Maddie had bet Miller he wouldn't eat an entire apple like core and all for $1. And so he did. And then we started talking about if you could eat an entire apple in one bite. And we watched some like videos online of people doing it, and it was crazy. And so Miller and Michael are arguing over who gets to try it because we had one apple left. And Michael is like holding this apple in his hand, and he's just like shaking it in my face because I'm in between the argument. And then all of a sudden he gets fed up and just shoves the entire apple in his mouth.
There was this one time in Miss Brown's class that he brought this box, and he sat in the box all period. And at the end of the period, we had the idea of going to Mr. Hacker's classroom, which was right down the hall, and he was going to jump out of the box and scare Mr. Hacker. So he got in the box, and I pushed him out into the hallway. And before we get to Mr. Hacker's room, he was already out in the hallway. So when he walked by, I tapped on the box really, really fast, and he jumped out and scared Mr. Hacker in the middle of the hallway.
So in 5th grade, we were out by like the tire park at Barnett Shoals, and it was Michael, me, and our exchange student Jada, who's really good friends with me. And she didn't understand English very well, so she made a bunch of buttons that said "I love you, Maddie" on them because she was trying to be a really good friend and express how she liked me and was good friends with me. And Michael made fun of us the entire class period, the entire recess period, and called us lesbians. And yeah, that's my favorite moment of Michael.
We were all at my house, and my dad was running this camp thing, and he took us on to do activities and stuff, and one of them was we were all play wrestling, and he told me that Michael told me that I couldn't do it because I was a girl and I was younger than everybody else, but I wrestled him to the ground and I pinned him down, and then he said that I had his respect as a 5-year-old.
I met Michael in the 8th grade at track, and I remember at first he was faster than me, and it pissed me off so much. I just wanted to be as fast as him. And eventually I kind of let myself grow with that, and I started being his friend, and he started hanging out with me more outside of school. And so we ran track for 3 years. I started pole vaulting around when he started high jumping, and he told me at the beginning of the season, before he had any reason to believe I'd be good, let's go to state, man. And we did it, and we won state, and it was the best track year ever.
When he taught me how to do high jump, because we used to do high jump together, in track and field, and he was basically like my coach. He was coaching me and people like Camilla.
I think my best memory of Michael is just his kindness and the respect I had for his ability to affect others in a positive way.
He could relate to anyone, and he was just so excited about each and every day. His sense of humor, you could talk about sports, he'd still be working. I mean, you could feel the energy that was just lost any day that he was absent, because he just made our first period go. It didn't even feel like a first period class because there was just so much energy when he was there.
What I liked about Michael was that he was very cheerful and one of the funniest people I knew.
And every time I was feeling sad or something bad had happened, he was always there to tell funny jokes and make me feel better. So I'm really thankful that I got to be his friend, and yeah, that's what I liked most about him.